Welcome to our Create and Innovate chat. I am here with someone very special who I've been wanting to talk to for a very long time, and his work I admire greatly. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Tam, how you going?
Good. Thank you so much for making your time available today, and thank you to our viewers, hopefully, who are going to come in and join us. Dustin is the owner and director. I don't know whether to throw in the word editor as well.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a, probably managing editor, I would say. Yeah, that's sort of what other people have recommended the title be, but yeah, it's sort of, I don't know. I've got many titles, so call me what you like.
Well, the Bendigo Magazine. Give us a look at the current cover that just went live this week, yeah?
Yeah, it's a better looking man than me.
It's looking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's great.
Great addition.
Yeah, pretty happy with that they allowed us to put him on the cover. I wasn't sure if they would, but yeah.
They'd be absolutely wanting it on the front cover, I would say.
Oh, yeah, Art Gallery was pretty happy. So, yeah, I wasn't sure if the estate would let us, so, but yeah. That's all gone through the gallery.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
It's all covered off.
Welcome to our viewers. I'm Tam from Create Business with Dustin, and Dustin is the manager of the Bendigo Magazine, and we've just had a look at the gorgeous layers cover of the Bendigo Magazine coming out this week. It is around Central Victoria, available. How long have you been doing the magazine, Dustin?
Well, I've been working for the magazine since it began. In 2005, December 2005. So, yeah, Amy Doak was the creator. It was her vision, and yeah, so she started that. I'm guessing it was early that year, and the first issue came out December of that year, 2005. So, my initial role was doing the website. So I did that for I think 4 issues, and then I actually came on board as the graphic designer issue 5. So yeah, and I've been doing that role since then. So 2006 is sort of when I've been working, solely on the magazine. Well, not solely, but yeah.
How much has things changed since 2005?
Yeah, a lot. When I pull those old issues off the shelf, it's at times seems like a long time ago that they were produced. But yeah, it's sort of it's good to look back and see what Bendigo was doing at those times as well. But yeah, looking at Bendigo now, it's moved along leaps and bounds. It's going great guns, I think.
I really like Amy. Is an incredible woman.
Yeah.
Very visionary and a lot of special drive. And I'd like to get into the nuts and bolts of the role of print and in culture of a place or an understanding of a place. If any of our viewers have got any questions for Dustin, please pop them in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. So I remember when the Bendigo Magazine came out, like it first started happening, and for me, it really changed the way I saw Bendigo, and it kind of like, it was really exciting. I was sort of like hope on the horizon that, Bendigo was a destination, and it was, pretty awesome to be part of it. And what do you reckon? And how's that all sitting right now for the Bendigo Magazine?
Oh, it's a hard question for me to answer. I think I said that to you before, being inside, behind the computer, putting it together for so long. I've got a bit of a different perspective. But another thing I think I said to you earlier was that, we've had people, approach us and say we moved to Bendigo because, we came to the town and we saw your publication and we realised, how much is going on and how much of a great place it might be to live. And that's, happened on more than one occasion. And you think that sort of feedback, sort of lets you know what it's all about, I think. As I said, it's difficult because I know it so well, and I'm always looking at it. It's the people that give you that sort of feedback and make you understand it, what it's really about.
Do you think that might be part of your very deliberate format and also, you know, editorial criteria?
Oh, definitely. I think, you know, we're being, you know, Bendigo based, where our topics are pretty broad, but it always comes back to, you know, being about people and what's happening, you know, around town and what great things people have been doing. So we're covering, you know, a lot of events. So, you know, people get in the one spot, they realise, you know, how many things are happening in that short amount of time. So, you know, we've got 20, 25 events that are sort of showcased in the magazine, and then we've got, you know, showcasing what, you know, local people are doing, you know, whether they be a volunteer or, you know, working for an organisation, just some background stories that you might not hear, you know, in other daily media, or, you know, even media that's a bit more regular. It sort of, you know, lets people know what's really happening, I guess, as opposed to just your general news stories that pop up and, you know, disappear the next day. So I think it definitely would play a role. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I know. You know, I've had the honour of being able to write a few pieces for the Bendigo Magazine, and what I've really enjoyed about doing that, and it has always been the focus of a person, and you know what they're doing and how they're doing it in this place, and you know what it means. You know, for them, and it's, you know, it's quite a nice opportunity to write in longer form, and it's, you know, as I guess as a writer, I get to do that on my blog, on my website.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of locations that sort of activity happens, and for someone who's been, you know, working in the print space, and you know, we've really transitioned heavily into social media, and you know, right now I feel like it's video in your Instagram stories, really short pieces, and TikTok. How's that fitting for you? How are you feeling about the long form and you know, this magazine?
The way I see it, it's a break from that. I think a lot of people are sort of looking at their phones as part of their routine. You know, not necessarily a routine that they've, you know, purposely sat down and thought about, but you know, it's somewhat, you know, I know when I look at my phone, it's always the same amount of time. I don't really think about it, and it just happens, and I think, oh, what am I doing this for? So I think when people are looking at the magazine, they're taking a break from their life and that sort of stuff. So it's more of a time for, you know, those stories to be able to read those stories in full, and to let the information sink in, and you know, really just, I think that's sort of the way I see it. You know, we use social media because, you know, we have to. It's what everyone's on. So we let people know when the magazine's out, and when we put teasers to our stories, and then after time we put the full stories on the website and that sort of thing. So we're definitely in the digital space, and we know that it's, you know, it's definitely the way to promote things in the short term. But yeah, taking that, I think the way I see it is that's how we managed to, you know, survive for so long. Is there's a lot of people who are, you know, wanting to take time away from the digital space to, you know, to reset whatever else is going on, and, you know, reading a book or reading a magazine, or, you know, those sort of things that take a fair amount of time are what they're choosing to do. So yeah, I think that's probably the way I see it. I'm not sure about everyone else, but yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, and so and I think it's really interesting, you know, you have got Elvis on your cover, and Elvis is a big part of Bendigo right now, like it or love it. And I forgot where I was going with this question, but it's, you know, you really play a mix in with what is happening, or the stories that people are wanting to get out, which, you know, it's kind of, you know, you don't have an event or something cool isn't happening without it being in the Bendigo magazine. Is that, yeah, what do you think about that? What role do you play in there?
Again, it's a difficult one because I'm sitting behind the mirror there, but I mean, I can imagine that's, you know, we get a lot, like this morning I've had 3 people contact me and ask, you know, for various stories and various events and things like, and that's a regular occurrence. Sometimes it's difficult because we're a quarterly magazine, and you know, one of the things that's happening today, you know, and we're going to make it happen, but it's something that, yeah, it's hard for me because I know the product from behind, yeah, closed doors so much that
You're making the call, aren't you?
yeah, well, we're making a call, but I don't feel like, you know, we're putting things in there that are just cool. We're just trying to tell, you know, let everyone know what's happening in Bendigo, and you know, we don't exclude people or include people based on anything. You know, obviously, you know, we've got our advertisers and we have to be loyal to those guys, and we have to, you know, do what we can when we can to sort of support them as well because they're supporting us. But other than that, we do stories on, you know, if someone approaches us and we see some value in that story being sent out to our readers, then we'll put it in if we've got the space and the time. You know, we, like, I think I might have said to you before, the magazine could be 2 or 3 times or even bigger. I don't know. There's that many stories to tell in Bendigo. That,
yeah, it really is the fabric.
Yeah,
the fabric of this place in a lot of ways. We have got a question that's coming.
I did say that.
Sylvie, hey Sylvie. She's asked a big difference between how the younger and older generations receive a print publication, and that was something going through my mind as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think if you have a look at our subscriber base, a lot of our subscribers are probably, you know, sort of middle-aged to older. So that would say, you know, not a lot of younger people are purchasing the magazine directly. And in saying that, you know, you talk to younger people and they know about the magazine, or you know, they've seen their friends are in there. We cover, you know, the social pages have.
Yeah, social pages. Let's have a look at them. See?
I'll pop one up. Yeah, so we're, you know, it's covering all demographics. It's the people who, the purchasers. That's really the only information that we have in terms of who's directly reading it, because you know, we're not audited, you know, so obviously you can see.
Yeah, you're saying, was it you about have 500 people?
Yeah, I'd say up to 500 people on these pages each issue. So, you know, over 60 issues. That's, you know, I'm sure just about everyone in town's been in one of these photos at some stage.
Yeah.
And the other good thing about it is, you know, we've got local, you know, AJ, who's been doing our social photos for a long time. He does a great job. He's a local guy, and he's got some other locals working with him. Everyone that works on the magazine is local to Bendigo. So, you know, our writers are all, you know, journalists who've worked on the Addy and the Weekly and you know, all the other sort of medias that have been around for a while and come and gone. And photographers are the same. So basically, the whole concept, I guess, is Bendigo Magazine is, yeah, you're from Bendigo and it's about Bendigo. Writers are from Bendigo, photographers are from Bendigo, everything's Bendigo. I guess the only thing that isn't Bendigo is we have to get it printed in Melbourne because there's no one with the facilities here to do that. But other than that, the rest of the work's done here. So, you know, we can sort of hang our hats on that a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think you can. I really admire your work. Congratulations. And also I really, you know, admire that space that you're creating to tell stories and for people to see themselves. And clearly they are doing that. And also, you know, working in a space that I imagine can be quite challenging, balancing print and social media. And yeah, Sylvie, that was my next question. What's next for the Bendigo magazine? Anything exciting coming up?
I think, you know, well, just driving through town at the moment, I think it's Bendigo in general. There's a lot of exciting stuff that's happening. It's everything seems to have perked up a fair bit. So, and we reflect that, I guess, with the magazine. So hopefully, I think, you know, moving forward, we might grow it back up, you know, add a few more pages, a few more stories and things like that. I think we've got a model that, you know, it works in terms of, you know, the content that we're putting in there.
I agree.
And the, you know, advertisers are loyal. We've had a lot of advertisers who have been there for, you know, years, 10 years, even more, some of them. So, you know, we're in pretty good stead with that. Obviously, you know, COVID had a bit of an effect on us, like it did with everyone. But yeah, just seeing the prospects of what's happening in Bendigo, just in the next couple of months, I think it's pretty exciting, and we'll reflect that with our magazine. So I think, in my perspective, the magazine's got a fair bit of life left in it. A lot of people sort of think that print might be sort of dropping off, and it is definitely to some degree. But with the content, like I said, of Bendigo Magazine being so broad and just about a town in particular, and the loyal support we've got from locals, I think that's it. We're a little bit to go. So nothing exciting, from the pointy end, but yeah, I think just from the town's perspective or city's perspective, it's
Yeah, I think it is a really exciting time.
Yeah.
Coming out the other side from COVID.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and what people have got in store. Some lots of good plans coming together. Dustin, thanks so much for your time.
No, thank you.
I've been wanting to do this for years.
Been very evasive.
Yeah, and keep up your awesome work.
Thanks, Tam. Thanks for having me on.
Talk soon.